Hey, 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 hey. Welcome to the Impact Radio Show, guys. Hey! Happy Thursday!
It's Thursday, y'all.
We dodged the rain. Well, I can only speak for this part of Jacksonville, but there was some strong wind and some strong rain, so hopefully everybody's safe. Yes. It's me, your girl, Vanessa. How was your Thursday? I truly would like to know. Feel free to call in 904-766-3401. But before we get too far into it, do not forget to do business with a trailblazing female-owned independent media company. Help preserve the legacy of Claire McLaughlin by supporting the Florida Star today. Ask your favorite local business to carry current issues and secure an advertising slot during the Impact Radio Show. It's a great opportunity to expand your market. More information at thefloridastar.com, thefloridastar.com, and for the Holy Ghost, thefloridastar.com. If you guys are on our live, you have already seen who's with us, but I'm going to do a very quick introduction. She is the only female candidate for sheriff. Boom. Lakeisha Burton. Yay! Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here tonight.
Thank you for being here. You are here to discuss the importance of electing a sheriff that will make Jacksonville safer for everyone that calls at homes. We are standing by to take your calls. So if you guys have any concerns to share with the candidate, please call now. She will be leaving soon, and we will share any information that she might miss. So if you guys send anything, you can definitely get it out to her. Thank you for coming by, Ms. Burton. Tell us about yourself and what you got going on.
Oh, where do I begin? So most people know that I just retired after 24 years of service to this community.
Yay! Thank you.
Yeah, so I was raised here in Jacksonville, so I've been here all my life. I only left to go to college. So graduated from Wilson High School, went to college.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here we go. Go Senators.
Yeah, so I was blessed to receive a full basketball scholarship to college.
The only thing we're known for.
That's what's up, though. Yay. So, why are you the best candidate? Let's just go straight to the brass tacks. Why are you the best candidate to make Jacksonville safer for everyone?
Oh, that's a great question. We don't even have enough time. So I believe that our next sheriff needs to be somebody who's a fighter, who's going to fight for us. And I've been fighting for 24 years. I've fought to combat crime. I fought for victims of crime, and I fought for prevention of crime. And I'm just committed to continue that fight every day if I'm blessed to be the next sheriff.
And you know what? We appreciate that. I definitely think the community needs a fighter, needs an advocate, you know, in the true sense of the form, someone to stand up. And it really makes a difference. You being from the area, you understanding those needs in the different levels, you know, a high school student, you know, understanding how they would interact as, you know, with the schools, and then moving up and being a mother now is a totally different interaction from when you were younger. So I think, you know, that gives you a good perspective. So what are some of your plans of action for making these changes?
Yeah, so my platform I've been running on is a platform of change. So when you think about that, I have 4 pillars. I have culture is first, community, crime, and conservative spending. So I believe that since our agency is so young, it's a very different agency than it was 5 years ago. We've hired over 1,000 police officers. So you're looking at 70% of our agency being new, 7 years or less. So if we were ever going to change a culture of policing, this is the time to do that. So I want to focus on a culture. A lot of people talk about mental health, but we need to start talking about the mental health and how, you know, police officers are being impacted, because I believe that if officers are not healthy coming to work, how can we provide healthy service? So in that community piece is really, it's time for us to cultivate a culture of community policing. You know, we know that there's some challenges in certain communities with law enforcement, and I believe that we have to be proactive with rebuilding those relationships. And then when you look at crime, we have to start looking at addressing crime from a more comprehensive approach, if you will, more education, more prevention, intervention, and enforcement.
Right.
And we're going to do that without me asking the taxpayers for one more dollar, you know.
Ooh,
Amen.
Yes. Obviously, we got to get the community's buy-in, but I'll be
No, and I feel like taxes, though it is important to, have your budget, but I appreciate you, understanding that buy-in could be from different ways and leaning on the community for certain things, like going to all these forums that you've been to, being open to what the community has to say is extremely important because obviously everyone isn't able to donate to your campaign, even though if they can, they are welcome to. But another way they can donate to your campaign is expounding with you, is helping bring these community leaders together, is helping, reach out into the community on, like you said, with this community policing arm of it, bringing these resources together. It doesn't necessarily have to be monetarily. I think that's excellent and it's important. So please, guys, you are still a part of it, even when she wins. Please do not stop, holding her accountable for the things that we're speaking about right now.
That's right.
And if you have, I know you've done a lot around the community. In particular, everybody on the show knows I'm from the beach. And my sister lives in the area. Atlantic Beach, so no stop. But my sister lives in the area that you were policing. She lives right off of Kernan, and your zone was that area, like kind of near the beach, kind of,
right.
That
Arlington Beaches area.
Yeah.
I'm sure Bernice got a couple.
I'm sure. So you did some amazing things. I said that to say you've done some amazing things in that area that I've personally seen because it's where I commute and where I do a lot of my shopping. So if you can help describe maybe some of your proven results to reduce the crime and build these relationships we're talking about.
Yeah. So you'll hear a lot of the candidates talk about community policing, but I am one of the only candidates that have a proven record of utilizing community policing to transform an entire zone of police officers. So, and when I was able to do that, that means we were in neighborhoods, we were doing community walks, we were in churches and businesses and partnering with our nonprofits. So when you start doing that and bridging that gap and building those relationships, it's easier for us to address the criminal element in our community. And quite frankly, it's fun to give those officers those tools to be able to engage our community. I think that's very important. And again, we can't continue to be reactive. We have to be proactive. I want to stop crime before it happens in the first place. And being a survivor of one of the most horrific crimes that could happen to a child, I know firsthand the impact that trauma has on your life. So if we can prevent individuals in our communities from being victimized, I think that we have every obligation to do that.
Yes.
Most definitely. Wow. Y'all have you? I know you love Lakeisha. This man has been holding your side. Anything else you want to ask?
Well, since we want to go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off of that situation,
Well, let's just because we're on the radio.
We're on the radio.
We had an opportunity to go to one of your first meetings. It was at a barbershop out east. Everybody knows Man Cave. So, we got an opportunity to listen to your platform and ask you some in-depth questions. So, I just wanted to open up to CJ to see if you had anything to add.
Yeah, so a lot of people are having their reasons why they think, that, they're leaning on to win this race. And, repeatedly I've heard you, say track record, and you literally have the data and stuff to back it out. So, what are some of your plans to make sure that a lot of those things trend and even, go further, once you win and, become sheriff?
Right. So the first thing we have to do is get people out to vote, and we have to elect the right person in place who has the passion and also has the capacity to do the job. So I think that my proven record has evidence of it. But also I think that when you're looking at candidates, we should look at their reputation, their record, and their results. So I have a reputation of doing the right thing and not compromising my integrity. I have a record of wherever I've worked in my entire career that the people, the place, and the processes are better. And I have a record of wherever I've worked that I've been able to reduce crime and property and violent crime, but also I've been able to bridge the gap between law enforcement and our community. And I think that's so extremely important.
Right, because it makes sense that when you have a relationship with the people who are always keeping you safe, so that way you're not, necessarily attacking them or treating them like they're like an oppressive authority. Like if you actually feel like this person is actually here to protect and to serve, it creates reciprocal, respect. And, we don't have to get derogatory or feel like we got to be defensive of, video cameras. So like if we have that relationship, and I value that. Because growing up, I had the officer friendlies. I had the Bishop J.D. Goodman, who was my dear officer. So like my, relationship with police has always been positive, but we still have to have that conversation. And one thing I would like to point out, no matter who wins, we will have a king or a queen in office. Yes. But it is very exciting time, to be in. Yes. But we said if you want a queen,
Yes, please shout out how people can support you, how they can learn more about you.
Yes.
And remind them of when is it? August 23rd.
Next Tuesday. Next Tuesday. So BurtonForSheriff.com, or they can just Google my name, Lakeisha Burton, and my Facebook page, my Instagram, all our social media platforms. So it's a lot of information out there about me, and I can tell you I've been very transparent and authentic about all of my life. So I think my life experiences that I bring to the table and my experiences being a leader in this agency for years will pay off dividends for our city and for our agency.
Well, we are excited, guys. Please get out and vote. All the libraries are open now. Just swing by. It's usually like less than 5 minutes. I can say that from authority because I've been working the polls down at the Beaches Branch Library. So please take time, go in there, fill out all the bubbles, do your research, fill out all the bubbles, and make sure you take a look at what Miss Lakeisha Burton has for the city. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back with the Impact Radio Show. AJ, will let us go over.
Awesome. Y'all are pros at this.
You call us behaving. To be honest, you call us behaving.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Head on out.
Okay.
Yes, right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Pleasure meeting you. We still bring ourselves up.
I definitely will. I'm going to order some more stuff too.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Nice to see you. Bon chance. All right. What you want to see? Baby girl. I understand.
You hanging out by yourself on camera right now? You hanging out by yourself on camera right now? Are you good?
What?
Yeah, I was saying
we don't have enough time.
Okay, go for it.
That's how it be. Ooh. Welcome. We're going through a few bits of technical difficulties, but welcome to the Impact Radio Show. Greetings and salutations, guys. It's your girl, Vanessa. This evening, I'm sure you guys were riveted by this conversation we just had with Miss Lakeisha Burton, candidate for sheriff. Please check out all of her information on BurtonForSheriff.com. If you guys send in any information like we did, say you can call, or if you send in any messages or comments, we will make sure she gets your messages, comments, questions, concerns, and hopefully she has a way to get back to you about it. I also wanted to let you guys know that we have a Reverend Carl Frederick here on the side. I didn't get a chance to introduce him. And we have Shaun Powell in the booth producing. We also have a special guest out in the corner. She's in the, we're going to call it the Hallelujah corner. We didn't call it the timeout corner. LG Allen down there taking some notes. So hopefully you guys are having a fantastic Thursday. Sip and Stroll was canceled today. It was sad, but it was rain. It was pouring down rain. It was pouring down rain.
Everybody who was going to Sip and Stroll was listening to the Impact Radio Show.
Yeah, that's what I told them. I said, listen, Sip and Stroll is canceled, but you can definitely stay at home and turn your radios on to WCGL, and hopefully you guys are tuning in. So thank you. I'm going to let CJ do some more events in a little bit, but we will, before we get too far into it again, just to remind you if you didn't know why we are here, we are here because we want you guys to do business with one of the oldest Black-owned media companies in the Southeast, okay? The Florida Star is now managed by Claire McLaughlin's family members. So it is still managed by her family and OPO, those of you who know OPO. So please, it is still going strong, and we need your help. We need your continued support. We know there's political season, so you'll see a lot of political ads in there, but after the 23rd, there's space for your business. There's space for your event. Please continue to support independent and locally owned media. There's not many of us left. So please get a weekly subscription available at thefloridastar.com, thefloridastar.com,
thefloridastar.com.
You just got to tease me. A quick news break for the listeners of Victory Station 1360 AM and 94.7 FM. The White House releases new policy goals for sub-Saharan Africa. All right, by Stacey M. Brown, the White House has released broad new policy goals for sub-Saharan Africa, with the Biden-Harris administration seeking to tie democratic, economic, and security progress to that region and U.S. national security. A quote, sub-Saharan Africa plays a critical role in advancing global priorities to the benefit of Africans and Americans, a senior White House official stated. That is ominous. As a sub-Saharan Africa, that is ominous. But thank you. The UN committee invites activists to address racial and civic concerns. Local activists addressed the United Nations Committee about racial discrimination in Florida. The local activist, Ben Frazier, friend of the show. So safe travels, Mr. Ben, Senior Ben. He does God's work here in Florida with the Northside Coalition. He presented on what he describes as the racist policies of the DeSantis regime. Frazier is the president of the Northside Coalition of Jacksonville, an advocacy organization dedicated to racial justice. Frazier addressed the Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination on Tuesday, August 9th, and provided insights in recent policies approved by the Florida legislature and signed into law by our governor here in Florida. Frazier says some of those policies, negatively impact Florida's people of color. And I would have to agree with you, sir. So thank you so much. For those of you watching us live, you see I'm actually flipping through a paper because these are actually headlines ripped from thefloridastar.com. Young Black Americans dominate the cryptocurrency market. Guys, from Stacey M. Brown, when considering the current state of the cryptocurrency market, so Dr. Tonya Evans couldn't help but recall that the reception banks gave when then fledgling assets in 2014. So cryptocurrency is blockchain, it's Bitcoin. And because, I'm just going to summarize, because Black people have been so disenfranchised into traditional banking, a lot of young Black people made a lot of money in the cryptocurrency market. And that's Black people all over the world. So as we look at these dips in terms that we see on the news about cryptocurrency, understand that these are affecting people of color predominantly because it was access to capital that we just were not getting, right? It's hard to go to the bank and get a regular loan being a Black person. So we saw out in the cryptocurrency market and took it in the last headline before we go to the break. Sorry, dear. Brunswick has honored Ahmaud Arbery with a street sign, guys. Please check out Albany Street in Brunswick. It is now honorary Ahmaud Arbery Street.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of A sounds. Albany Street, honorary Ahmaud Arbery Street. Guys. But just to let you know, the McMichaels have been sentenced to life in prison, and the neighbor gets 35 years.
Nice.
That has from the Hallelujah Corner.
Nice.
That has been the news break for the Florida Star, and we'll be right back.
Yes, we will.
You want to switch?
Yeah, we can.
Is it all on your phone?
Not all.
Okay. You don't even have. You gotta run the ads, so people don't see us walking around.
Okay.
You gotta run this. Tell me when to stop. Look at Dr. Shaun a picture. I'm so tired. We better go to the cipher after this so we can buy some edibles.
That's what I was thinking about doing, but my clothes got wet. That's why I look like a bum. And I know if I go home,
You're not
I'm
gonna
not going to.
Welcome back, everybody. I am your executive producer, Reverend Carl Frederick. Here on the Impact Radio Show, we want to encourage you guys to please encourage your business to carry current issues of the Florida Star. So if you have a favorite local business that you like to frequent, talk to them. Hey man, we would really love for you to carry a Black-owned newspaper that carry our news inside of your business. So please remember, subscribe yourself. I think it's less than, the price of a cup of coffee. You can literally subscribe to the Florida Star for an entire year. So remember, please go to thefloridastar.com, thefloridastar.com. And we love saying stuff around here 3 times, thefloridastar.com. I would like to go ahead and bring you guys the event segment, sponsored, of course, by the RitzTheater.com. For more, events, things that's happening at
Ritz Jacksonville.
Please make sure that you go to the Ritz
Jacksonville.
RitzJacksonville.com. Y'all don't short stuff up. Y'all a Black museum. We say stuff short.
There's other Ritz.
There are other Ritzes. Yes, we do not need y'all in the media. Yes. But please go to the RitzJacksonville.com. The RitzJacksonville.com. to see all of the great things that are going on at the Ritz.
Thank you, sir.
So starting off, we have, happening now, Mama Blue at Crispy Springfield on it's their 5th, anniversary celebration at Crispy Springfield. Have live music tonight with Mama Blue. It's going on right now. Also going on this Saturday, there is the R&B Soul Festival at the Sea Walk Pavilion. An event is put on by GPK Entertainment. Bring your friends and family out to experience a day of live music, dancing, vendors, food, drinks with performances from Medina Howard, Sunshine Anderson, and more to be announced. Hosted by Gino.com of Jacksonville. Gene.com. They don't know how to type. Gene.com of Jacksonville's V101.5, DJ Bird of Jacksonville, and DJ Ekin and Tony Neal from Miami.
That sounds like fun.
That definitely sounds like fun. I'm going to go ahead and say it, even though it's happening right now, maybe a little too. But Bill Bellamy is tonight, at the Comedy Zone. That is a very talented and funny brother. So next time you guys are out for a night of laughs, remember the Comedy Zone.
Also, don't forget to check out the ciphers going on tonight and Culture Lounge. Just a quick plug. You already know where they are.
Yes, you do. And also coming up on September 3rd, Jen Weeks is having her one-woman show at the Salem Center on September 3rd. She has been talking about that show for a long time. Listen, follow that girl on TikTok. And she would say, follow her on social media, not in real life. Mm-hmm. Also coming up, and I am excited about this, the Ritz will be having its community playground starting September 18th. It will be every third Saturday. We are going to have
every third
Sunday. There will be enrichment workshops. We're trying to have things for health, for spiritual wellness, just a lot of things coming on, trying to get some poetry and things going on, just to make it a nice community event. One thing I will be doing at the Ritz Playground is teaching a class called Faith Under Construction, because no matter what level your faith is, it is always under construction. We want to teach discipleship classes to re-educate people, on their faith as well as deal with religious trauma syndrome. That's a whole nother conversation. But with that being said, I would like to go ahead and get into our impactful moment. Matthew 12:26, Jesus had literally just healed a withered man and cast out demons out of a guy, and the Pharisees pulled him aside to question him. And they literally were like, by what authority do you do these things? My impact moment for you today is, as long as you know that your heart is pure and the things that you are doing are of God, they got to at least acknowledge that you're doing something good. Because the questions that they always had for him is about what authority do you do these things? Well, just to give you a snippet of theology right quick, God used miracles to authenticate times and teachers. Usually, if you were doing miracles in the Bible, the miracles were the way to say that, hey, this is my stamp, that this person is doing my work. So usually if somebody around here calling themselves apostle, prophets, they ain't producing no real miracles. Usually there should be a problem in their title. But Jesus had verifiable stuff that if we were on social media that we could put on YouTube of seeing eyes being opened and limbs growing back and men being well whole, not, ears popping into death and back pains, miraculously being healed, stuff we can't contract. So they saw Jesus do these things and they were like, by what authority do you do this? And they were like, maybe you are doing these things in the name of Satan. Now hold up. I have these things that me and Vanessa talk about when Jesus is being petty, petty Jesus.
Petty, hashtag petty.
Hashtag petty Jesus. His question to them was, if I am doing this by Satan, then what are your disciples? What are the Pharisees' disciples casting out demons for? Because don't y'all do the same thing? Because the one thing that y'all got to admit is that I am powerful, that I am supernatural. Because if you say that I'm doing these things by the devil, you condemn your own self. But if you are saying that I'm doing these things of God, then you've already answered your own question. Why does it matter as long as I am doing and getting the results? The results should speak for themselves. If I am doing miracles and the miracles are showing who I am from, if you are out there in your job and you are producing good results and they're trying to ask, who gave you the permission to do a good job? My source did. Who gave you the permission to be out there in the community and trying to make a change? My source did. By what authority do I have to impact my community? I have a good source. I have a good foundation. Because the one thing that they got to recognize is your results. So keep producing the results. Because after a while, they kept asking Jesus these questions. And you know what he did? He stopped engaging. He just kept producing the miracles.
What? So you said after a while, we don't have to keep saying it. We just keep doing it. We just show them.
You just show them. Because sooner or later, they got to recognize, as they say in one of my favorite movies, that boy good. That boy good. Because the one thing about it, they can't deny his voice. They can't deny his outfit. They cannot deny his star power. So when you are out there doing your thing and you are trying to impact the community, just keep producing the work. Because the authority is going to show in the results. Because after a while, Jesus was like, ask him. I heal him. He can answer. Sooner or later, people are going to have to speak on your behalf because your results are affecting their life. And they're going to be like, well, why do you think they did it for you? I don't know. All I know is that I once was blind. But now I see. Well, how did they give you that money? All I know is that I once was broke and they delivered me. This has been your Impactful Moment, brought to you by Reverend CJ Frederick and African Gentleman.
Hey, y'all. So much gratitude to you all for listening and to our writers and producers. Thank you to our presenting sponsor, the Florida Star. Our partners, the Ritz Theater and Museum, African Lady, African Gentleman, all the IRS team, Holland Productions, and special thanks to our guests today, Lakeisha Burton. I've been Vanessa Davis. That's Carl Frederick. See you guys next week.
Now we turn you to your regular scheduled gospel music. Bye, guys.
Peace. We ran a little bit over. I would have added affirming moments and new guests while always bringing the same vibe.
Nice.
But we read over enough. All right, let me end the broadcast.